Kaon Interactive delivers interactive applications for sales and marketing to sales professionals and marketers globally, and we're unique because every interactive experience that we create runs on every device anywhere in the world without having to reprogram it or rewrite it in different languages, and can be translated into any local language at the touch of a button. So the customer gets to tell their story, what products they have and everything else. But at every stage of the game, as you can see, the customer is in full control of exploring this experience. We're not making a PowerPoint presentation. We're not showing, a pre-sequenced level of videos or anything. We're actually exploring the application so that the customer can dive down as deep as they want into whatever areas of interest to them. And in the cases where things are important to them, we can show a couple of different examples of different industries, for example. And if they want to explore, for example, product demonstrations, they can actually go down all the way to the level of looking at individual products and exploring those products in whatever level of detail is important to them. So part of it is telling that solution story, and part of it is actually exploring the products and saying, well, how do these products work, and what are the key value propositions that each of these products provide in the context of the customer's overall problem. So no matter what the application is, there's always this level of interactivity, and the customer is always in control of whatever that experience is. So they get to decide how deep they want to explore the application, and to what extent the various value propositions matter to them. In the case that I was talking about earlier of the company that wanted to, well, as you can see here, this is an example of where one of the value propositions for our solution is that it can be translated into a variety of different languages. And here we see the Portuguese version. If we wanted to just see the English version, it immediately switches back into English. So in this case, here we get to see what the different values are to each of these different constituents. That's for the emergency room. We can see the value proposition for the procurement department, and we can explore what the various levels of detail are. And if we really are interested in exploring the products themselves in the clinical lab, we can actually go down into the level of detail that's important for that particular individual, and they can decide on their own what kind of information is important to them. So the salesperson is making a presentation, but the customer is actually doing the driving of all of this interactivity. So they get to decide which products they're interested in, and if they're interested in exploring the technical details, or if they're just interested in understanding the overall flow and value proposition. This same application works in any environment, including at a trade show, in a large touch environment. And so the same applications work on all different kinds of computers and environments. And we can understand how each of these applications get used in these different venues by simply just using different display platforms. So at a trade show, you want to have something fairly large and interactive, where the customer can walk up to it and explore each of these areas in the detail that they want. And salespeople and marketing people can interact with them and answer any questions they might have. In a sales meeting, the customer might want to use exactly the same thing on their own iPad, and we don't have to then create a separate version for each different platform. Or sometimes you're at a sales meeting and you have your laptop and you want to be able to explore it, or the customer might be on the website and they'd want to have exactly the same experience. And so one of the things that Kaon does is we deliver this tremendously interactive and engaging experience on all these different platforms.